time now for some more sports chat with our sports panel with Cam McMillan, the Deputy Sports Editor here at the Herald, and Chris Reeve, the sports reporter at the Herald. They've both been burning the midnight oil on their various specialities there. Good morning, gentlemen.
G'day, how are you?
Now, Chris, you were up. Chris Reeve, you were up watching the Black Ferns romping all over the brave blossoms there after a particularly stirring haka led by Portia Woodman-Wycliffe.
Yeah, well, mentioned Portia. She became the first New Zealand rugby player to score 50 test tries, so 30th test appearance today, and she passed Doug Howlett's 49, so a bit of a milestone for her. And yeah, the Black Ferns were again a little bit clunky to start things off. They, poor handling, some discipline issues. They actually fell behind Japan in about the 5th minute they conceded. But after that, once they did get going, they looked quite good. That
was off the back of a couple of penalties they knocked off.
It was,
so
yeah.
Same in the second half, really.
Japan again scored first in the second half, but again, once the Black Ferns sort of put a few phases together and got the game going, they looked quite good. It's just a matter of keeping that momentum going for longer periods, because at the moment it's a bit stop-start for them.
And are they going to be able to afford to give a team like Ireland those kinds of chances early on?
Well, I don't think so, but I think we'll see a little bit more consistency in the Black Ferns now going forward. The last 2 tests they've played, all 32 people in the squad have got on the field. That was something that they wanted to do, get everyone out there, give them a test so that they can sort of put their hands up for those bigger games. Yeah. And now there's nothing but big games coming forward for the Black Ferns. And they said this morning they were a little bit dissatisfied with how they're playing, but 2 tests in, that's probably a good point to be. You don't want to be at your best this early in the tournament. Yeah,
you don't want to peak too early, I suppose,
exactly.
And give everybody a chance to sort of show their shine early up too.
Exactly.
We're seeing some massive scores. It's really kind of minnow stage, isn't it? It's kind of hard to sort of test these things out at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, there were some good games over the weekend though. Like the first round, there were some massive blowouts. I think the closest game was 24 points. But over the weekend, we saw like the Australia-USA game was a real thriller. It ended in a draw, and there was just some misconversions that would have won it for either team. And so we're seeing some close games now, but yeah, it's disappointing. And this will happen in the Men's World Cup as well, where you're going to get these blowouts, and you kind of have to wait till the later stages of the pools or the quarterfinals to actually see some close games.
Yeah, and I think South Africa got up for the first time and into the quarters. The scenes were pretty nuts on pitch there as they were celebrating their win against. Remind me who that was again.
I think it was Fiji. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I think it was Fiji.
Sounds right. Yeah, it wouldn't have been Samoa that already played. Right. Let's switch gears to Formula One. Liam Lawson, another sort of disappointing time there at the Dutch Grand Prix, yeah?
Yeah, a little bit of a shame for Liam. He got taken out after a safety car restart. Him and Carlos Sainz were sort of vying for position into a turn. The officials came in and said that Carlos Sainz was in the wrong there. Didn't have his car in front at the apex of the turn, and clipped Liam's tyres, and bit of a setback there. Sent him from possible points to just trying to make the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, he'd had a particularly tricky start, was what I understood too, right? The position that he was on grid meant that he was always going to struggle a little bit to it was favouring the other side of the track, yeah? Yeah,
a little bit, but I think given he was starting in the top 10, he would have backed himself for a points finish today. He came into the summer break with 2 points finishes. Today would have been a good opportunity for a 3rd straight, but not to be, and he had to watch his teammate Isaac Hadjar have the drive of his season and finish on the podium.
Right, yeah. And anything else just watching that race or picking up how the rest of the season is likely to progress for him, do you think?
It's hard to say at the moment. I feel like it's much of a muchness for Liam. It's just drive your best at every event. Try and just keep putting your hand up for that Red Bull seat if that is where he wants to be. There's good competition now. Isaac Hadjar had his best finish in about 5 or 6 events, and Cam might have more to say about that.
Yeah, well, I just feel like there was one moment there actually was quite scary where Lawson came around a blind corner and Charles Leclerc had crashed, and his engineer said to him, "Mate, double yellow," And if he hadn't have said that, Lawson may have crashed straight into Leclerc, and Lawson said on his audio, he said, "Mate, you saved me there." It's a pretty scary moment there, but he did well late in the race to make up. He was last after the incident, and then worked his way back up to 12th. So he did well to show some pace late in the race. So if no one crashes into him, maybe he will make points from now on. Yeah.
And I guess that sort of skill, making it up, is the kind of thing that maybe the team are going to want to see, because you can't control those uncontrollables.
Exactly.
So how you drive out of it is really the key.
Yeah. Exactly.
Looking around at rugby this weekend and last weekend as well, actually, first the Ranfurly Shield. Are we still hyped about Ranfurly Shield in this country?
It's an amazing and unique trophy. There's not many others other than boxing and UFC where you have this award that gets handed to the team, when they lose it. And so that's what we love about it, and it's moved around so many teams now. Taranaki have had it, and Waikato, and now Southland. Southland now, an amazing effort. Like Waikato had 4 All Blacks in their team for this weekend. Southland were just brilliant, and now they've got to take on Canterbury this weekend. We could see it move again.
And I mean, just a bit of a reach here, but what does that throw us forwards towards the All Blacks Springboks if we've got, quality isn't making it count in the NPC?
Yeah, and it's a huge game for the All Blacks, Eden Park. I mean, they've got this record, haven't lost there since 1994, and they're coming off a loss to Argentina. They haven't looked good. I'm a bit worried against the Springboks team that they've beaten them 3 tests in a row now, 4 tests in a row. So they're going to have to pull something out of the hat this weekend.
Right, that's going to be tricky against that bomb squad.
Yeah.
Cam, thank you very much, and Chris, thanks very much for your time this morning. It's Cam McMillan and Chris Reeve, Herald sports editor and reporter respectively.